Okay, welcome back. Let's continue on creating our last components for the movie page, and after this we'll have a fully working application. We'll start off this video by creating the movie info bar component. And this is the component you can see here that has the running time, budget, and the revenue. So we'll go into our file, movieinfobar.js. This one is also going to have a lot of JSX and different divs. So bear with me here. We just have to go through this to get it working. I know it may seem repetitive and boring, but we'll have to do this. So we start off our wrapper div with a class name of RMDB movie info bar. We can remove this one here. And we create another div with a class name of RMDB movie info bar content, like so. And we create yet another div inside this one, and we call that one with a class name of RMDB movie info bar col, because we're going to have 3 columns in this one. First, we have a font awesome icon again with a class name of FA time. We have a name of clock O, like this. We have a size of 2 times, and we self-close that one. Then we create a span with a class name of RMDB movie info bar info. We write running time and a colon, and then we're going to use the predefined functions that I made for you that's called calc time and convert money. So when we get the time from the API, it's just a number, so we convert this one with calc time to hours and minutes. We call our calc time function and we send in by props the time. So props.time to this function, and it will return the correct time in hours and minutes for us. So we create the next column. We create a new div with a class name of RMDB movie info bar col. And inside this one, we create a new font awesome icon with a class name of FA budget, and with a name of money and a size of 2 times, and we self-close that one. Then we create a span again with a class name of RMDB movie info bar info, just as before, like so. We write budget colon, and then for this one we use the convert money function that I made for you, and this one will also convert the number we're getting back from the API into something like this, so it gets a money format. We call our convert money function and we send in our props.budget, like this. Then we create the last column. We create a new div with a class name of RMDB movie info bar col, just as before. We create a font awesome icon with a class name of FA revenue. We have a name of ticket and the size is 2 times, and we self-close that one. And we create the last span with a class name of RMDB movie info bar info, and we write revenue colon, and just as before we call our convert money function with props revenue, like so. We save that one, and this is all we have to do in this component. We just have our actors component left to do before we go into our movie component and puzzle these pieces together. So we open up our actor.js file and start creating this one. First, we're going to override the poster size for this one. So we create a new const called poster size, and we set that one to W154, like so. We set a class name on our wrapper div to RMDB actor. Then inside the div, we create an image element with the attributes of source, and we get this one from props actor profile path. And yet again, we're doing a ternary operator here to check if we actually have a profile image for this one. So we write a question mark and we create a backtick, $, and a curly braces, and grab our image base URL like so. We also grab our poster size, and this one is the one we define up here. We do a / and we get the image URL from props. So props.actor.profile path, and we have the backtick. Then we do a colon. If we don't have a profile image for this one, we just fall back to a fallback image. So we do a regular tick dot / images no image.jpg and a tick. And of course, we have to have a curly brace at the end of the profile path. Then we have to have an alt, and we call that actor thumb, like so. And we close the image tag. Then we create a span with a class name of RMDB actor name. We grab that one from props.actor.name, like so. And then we create our last span class name RMDB actor character, and we grab that one from props also, props.actor.character. This is all we have to do in this component. And now we can finish this off by going to our movie component and structure out the different components. So we can remove these ones now. First, we're going to check if we have a movie in the state. So we do this with a ternary operator just like before. This.state movie. If the movie exists, we can render out the components. We do this inside a wrapper div because it's multiple components we want to render out. First, we grab our navigation component. We have a prop of movie, and we grab the movie from this.props location movie name, like so, and we self-close this. Then we have our movie info component. We have a prop of movie for that one also. And here we're sending in this.state movie. Oh, it should say location. This one is the one that we sent in with the link when we did the browser router. So we created a prop named movie name and sent that one with a link. So this is the one we're grabbing here. All right, back to the movie info component. We have another prop called directors, and we grab this from this.state directors, and we self-close it. Then we have our movie info bar component. We have time as a prop, so we send in this.state.movie.runtime for that one. Then we have the budget, and we grab this one from this.state.movie.budget. And the last one is the revenue, and we grab this one from this.state.movie.revenue, and we self-close it. Then we write the colon, because if we don't have a movie, we'll just return null in our ternary operator. And we close it with the curly brace. All right. Then yet again, we do another ternary operator, this.state.actors. We have to check if we have any actors before we render out our grid with the actors. And you could, of course, do this in one ternary operator, but I wanted to first load the movie info if it's there, and then you can load the actors. So we showed the movie info before we loaded the actors. That's why we divided it up in two here. So we create a div with a class name of RMDB movie grid. That's the same class name we used for the movie grid. That's why it doesn't say actor grid. We use our for call grid component. We send in a header as prop and call that one actors. We can do like this. And we can map through our actors and create elements that we send in to the grid. So this.state actors map, we have an element and an iterator. We create arrow function and we return something. In this case, we're going to return an actor. And we have to have a key as we're iterating through something. And our actor is going to be the element. So for each actor in our array, we're creating an actor element and sending it into the for call grid. We close the for call grid like this. Then we have to end our ternary operator. So we create a colon and return null if we don't have any actors. And of course, we have to close this one up here. Like so. We have two more things to do here. We have to check if the user has written in some number with a movie that don't exist. And then we just return no movie found. So we can do this by, for example, checking if we don't have any actors. Then we know that we don't have a movie. And we can also check that we're not loading anything because we don't want to show no movie found when we're loading something. So we do this with a ternary operator like this, and we return an h1 tag, no movie found, like so. Otherwise, we just return null. We're returning nothing. We're checking if our state contains actors, and we're checking if we're loading something. If it don't contain any actors, we know that we don't have a movie, and we can return no movie found if we're not loading something. And then we also want to show our loading spinner when we're loading. So this.state loading, if it's true, we show the spinner, colon, and otherwise we return null. So we save this one, and if we're lucky, it will work. And it almost worked. We have something wrong with the CSS here. Okay, I'm back. There's an error here. We have to move this one here up inside the for call grid, like this. And we save it. And we also have a small error in our movie info bar. This one here is going to be called content call. So change this one also. We save it. We also make sure we save our movie component and we check our app. And you see, we're good to go. We have a fully working app. So we have this fully working app, and in the next video, we're going to see how we can do type checking of our props when we develop the app. So see you then.